Well, good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. This is our first call in the year 2017, and I think it's going to be a great call. I think it's going to be a great year. And really, it's going to be a great year if you make it a great year. If you decide that you're going to get something accomplished, then this will be your best year ever. And that's really how you have to approach it. If you're sitting around and you're going to sit in your lawn chair and you're going to wait for the year to be great just because it's 2017, it isn't going to happen. You have to make it great. When you write a goal, then you got to write a plan, and then you got to work your plan. And tonight, Katie and I, we're bringing you some ideas on what you can do for the new year to make this your banner year. And for all of you that are on the call, thanks for taking time out of your Saturday morning down under and Saturday evening and other places and Friday night up here in the United States. But you know, 2017, it can be a banner year, and you got to take and you got to grab the bull by the horns, and you just got to say, I'm going to make it happen. This isn't a sales pitch call. It's not a call to talk you into anything. It's really just to give you a presentation of what we have, what all of us that have already joined Sisel have seen, and maybe show you an idea of why you might want to get involved with what we're doing. And I always tell people that, you know, you watch TV, you watch all the TV ads, and they try and convince you to buy things that you don't need. We're not going to do that. And I live up here in North Dakota, and I'll tell you, I went to school for mechanical engineering before I got into chiropractic, and I sat down with my senior advisor when I was going into my senior year of mechanical engineering, and I said, hey, I have this idea. We can design a car that runs on hydrogen. This was back in 1980. And he told me, he said, no. He said, if you do that, he said, if you live, you're not going to have a job because nobody wants to hire people that are going to do something like that. And so I dropped out. I went and worked at quality control at a factory. I watched how they made things, and I decided, holy cow, that's not what I want to do. And that's how I really got into chiropractic, because I figured here I can go into something, I can help people get healthy, I can help them make healthy choices in their life. And when I got into that, I realized that, you know, there's a lot of people out there who really don't want you to be healthy, and I'm not going to get into all that. That's another story, but we won't get into that. Let's just say that we're getting into a new era of healthcare. People are becoming citizen scientists. You can jump on Google. You can look up a disease. You can look up a symptom, and in seconds, you can have your answer. And so people are starting to talk about this, and this is the thing. It's the hot topic in the coffee break room at work. It's the hot topic around the water fountain. When I went and met with a friend of mine last night, it's the hot topic around a pool, and people want to get healthy. So think about it. How'd you like to tap into that market? How'd you like to have your own little franchise-style business where you can help people get healthy and help them stay healthy? And it's crazy. That's what we're talking about. And it's 2017, everyone. In the U.S., we got another president. If you're in Australia, if in another country, it does affect you. It affects the entire world. And I really think that 2017 is going to be a year of wealth accumulation, and things are going to change. People are going to be more aware of the fact that we're going to have a toxic world. We live in a toxic world, and people are talking about it. And in 2013, the Centers for Disease Control announced that cancer would be 50% worse by the year 2020. That's 3 years away. Last week on Fox News, they announced that cancer would overcome heart disease as the major killing disease in America for the first time in history. Think about that. Cancer will become the major killing disease in the next 2 years. That's crazy. The National Institutes of Health, the President Council on Cancer, they both told us that toxicity is the major cause of cancer. And we can't avoid being exposed to cancer-causing chemicals. They're in the air, they're in the water, they're in our lives, they're part of our lives. But what we can do is we can try and lower the exposure, and then we can try and do some things to make our bodies healthier, boost the immune system so that we can fight this thing off. And I always tell people, when it comes to immunity, You don't want to have the Daffy Duck immune system. You want Chuck Norris as your immune system. You want the bugs scared of you, and that's what Chuck Norris has, and that's what we want to have. So, Katie, I'm going to hand the microphone over to you.
Thank you, Kurt. That was excellent. So thanks everyone for joining us. It's a Saturday morning here, 10:30 Melbourne, 9:30 in Brisbane, and evening in the US. So we're going to get started here today. If you've joined us online, you'll be able to watch the slides. If you've dialed in, obviously you won't be able to see them, but you can watch the recording afterwards. It will be posted. So as we go through the slides here today, I'm going to put forward 2 questions for you to think about, and that is this something that is important enough to me to learn how to do? So you really want to be thinking about that, and will it really improve the quality of my life? So have a think of those 2 questions as we're going through these slides and this information. So the first slide, why Sisel, the keys to a successful business. So the Mauer mission has been going on for over 30 years. Tom Mauer Sr., the president of Sisel International, he's a biochemist, and he worked in industry over 30 years ago producing chemicals such as engine degreasers, floor strippers, heavy-duty chemicals, and he had to suit up for those chemicals, and they had to follow the safety data sheets. They couldn't get them on their skin. Quite dangerous when they were producing those chemicals. And he noticed one day when he went home, and this is over 30 years ago, that the chemicals they were using in industry for these heavy-duty chemicals are the same chemicals that are in his shampoo. He had a look at the ingredients. He noticed that the ingredients they were using in the other products in industry were the same, and he was really shocked. And that started him on a mission, because he thought, what is the potential harm that these chemicals are doing to our bodies? So that was over 30 years ago. So the Mauer mission's been going on for 30 years, educating, informing, and empowering millions of people around the world. So the Mauers have been changing the world for 30 years. So Tom Mauer Jr. and Tom Mauer Sr. both co-founded Sisel International together in 2006. So the Mauer mission is a lifelong passion. It's a passion of the Mauers. It's been a passion of mine. I actually met Tom when I was around 24, 26, and I heard about potentially harmful ingredients and avoiding toxins and what they can do to the body. So that's been a passion of mine, and hopefully after watching this presentation, this will become a passion of yours as well. So we're here to build your future. So why Sisel? So you say, okay, well there's lots of companies on the market. What's so unique? What's so different about Sisel? So Sisel have an experienced management. So Tom Mauer, with his previous company, out of 12,000 MLM companies, and they started at the very bottom, he positioned that company to number 5 when it was sold in 2006, and it was $1 billion company. So it was very successful. So he's very experienced, and he knows how to create a successful company. And that was with the Mauer mission, and now Tom started Sisel with his son, and so we can be assured that Sisel has a really great future because they really know what they're doing. So Sisel has a sustainable product line. So because they manufacture all their own products, and there's over 250 in the product line, they source all their own ingredients. They can check them for contaminants and purity, and then they invent their own products. They have their own patents on their own products, so they can constantly be producing their own product line. I mean, even with their top-selling product, Fucoidan, I know that Tom's bought enough of the seaweed to and cryogenically frozen it, so there's 20 years supply of that. So a sustainable product line is there because they do manufacture their own, and that's quite rare. Many companies don't manufacture their own products, they outsource that. So we have equality in compensation. So what does that mean? It means the compensation plan is really fair. If you become a product of the product and you're using the products, you fall in love with them, share them with others, you will get rewarded for them. You will get rewarded for sharing that. And by introducing the company to others, you can make a nice little income. You can certainly get your products for free, and you can go a lot further than that. So the person that introduced you doesn't mean that they'll actually be earning more than you. You can earn more than them. So it's just whoever works the most, puts in the effort, is rewarded in the compensation plan. So Sisel has a dynasty trust. The company is protected for 250 years. This is really important because so many companies come and go. They start and then in a few years they're gone. So Sisel's dynasty trust means they can't be broken up or sold for 250 years. So we don't need to be worried, and that means we have a financial and secure, stable future with Sisel. So we know they're going to be around and we can put the effort in and share it with others, and we can be sure that we have a stable future. So what does Sisel stand for? Sisel stands for Science, Innovation, Success, Energy and Longevity. So as I mentioned before, Sisel have their own manufacturing plant. It's over 400,000 square foot sophisticated manufacturing plant. They have state-of-the-art equipment. They have a certified GMP, which stands for Good Manufacturing Practice, and a National Sanitation Foundation certification. So I mean, it's just state-of-the-art, the highest quality processes in manufacturing in their plant, and they have a diversified product line. So this is just awesome. So the Mao mission is about creating health, wealth and happiness for Sisel distributors and customers worldwide with the most spectacular, life-changing products. And they really are. I mean, we're just getting constant testimonials week after week. We're hearing about before and after stories, seeing before and after photos, and it really is incredible. And the opportunity for success for any of you who are with Sisel now or considering to join Sisel is just phenomenal. And now is just a great time to be getting involved. So Sisel is open in over 40 countries and counting. So they have a seamless global compensation plan. So if you've got relatives or friends or know anyone in other countries that they're open, you can introduce them to the products and you will be rewarded. It's all automatically worked out for you. You don't need to worry. So now we're going to jump into the product lines that Sisel produce. And so there's actually 6 product lines, and the 7th is the compensation plan, which I'll hand over to Kurt a bit later on, and he will cover those. So the Sisel Beauty, beauty industry, it's a $245 billion industry, the beauty industry in itself. So that covers things like your skincare, makeup, all those sorts of products. So when we're talking about skincare and makeup, what makes Sisel different? So Sisel's products are toxin-free, which is really important. I mean, did you know that there is lead in lipstick in most of the brands that people buy in the supermarket? And did you also know that when women put lipstick on their lips, most of that gets eaten? So they're actually eating a lot of lipstick over the course of a year, especially if they're applying it daily. So you definitely don't want those sort of toxins in your makeup. So Sisel's makeup's completely toxin-free with no potentially harmful ingredients. And the skincare is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can look at our before and after photos on our sites, and they're just incredible. I use the skincare. It's absolutely phenomenal. You will not find a skincare range better than Sisel's on the market, and it's just excellent value for money as well. So if you can demonstrate to someone how Sisel's skincare is superior, and then offer them to make a switch, that's one way to get someone involved in the product. So the longevity range of products that Sisel have. So longevity products is about $35 billion industry. So pretty much everyone is taking some sort of supplement that they feel is supporting their health and helping them. So Sisel have an awesome range of products. They have the Triangle of Life, which is Eternity, Fucoidin and Spectramax, and then their flagship product, the anti-aging TSX, which is one of my favorites. So TSX supports your telomeres, and telomeres are extremely important in the aging process because it's one of the reasons we age. I see my father sitting in a nursing home at the age of 54, I believe it was, with 80-year-olds with early onset Alzheimer's. And I will never forget that, and I really want to do anything that I can to reduce the effects of time and aging, because most of the diseases that we suffer are age-related. So as we get older, we're more likely to develop disease and illness. So if we can reverse the effects of that, then why wouldn't you want to get involved? And if you can demonstrate to someone how Sisel's products are superior, and it's as simple as even letting them try the products, and they'll find out for themselves, they'll feel and notice a difference. Then they can make a switch. So the Sisel Life range of products is all your personal care and bathroom products. So that includes your shampoo, conditioner, bubble bath, hand wash. So they say that the most dangerous room in the house is your bathroom. So why is that? I mean, if you ever looked at a tube of toothpaste and the warnings on the packet, it says do not swallow and contact a poison control center. So do you really want to be using those sorts of products? And they say that it doesn't take long for products to penetrate and get into your bloodstream. So those chemicals are actually making it into your bloodstream. And they say that the bathroom can be the most dangerous and toxic room in your house, especially if you're using generic products that are loaded full of potentially harmful ingredients. So if you can demonstrate that information and share that with someone, empower them, get them to make a switch, that's just a great opportunity, a health opportunity for them. So the coffee industry is a $100 billion industry. So Sisel declare that they have the world's healthiest coffee. So in the United States and the state of California, there's warnings in the Starbucks cafe that says our coffee contains a carcinogen called acrylamide. So acrylamide is created and it's a byproduct of roasting coffee beans, similar to burning, I guess, toast or overcooking food and burning it. Sisel don't have acrylamide in their coffee. They use an infrared roasting process. So Sisel's coffee is free from any harmful ingredients, including acrylamide. It's loaded full of healthy ingredients that have many health benefits. And Sisel have been using a coffee bean that's been rated the tastiest coffee bean for now over 14 years. So as well as the coffee range, they have an awesome product called Fire and Ice Tea. So this is a cold tea, and it's a great replacement for your Diet Coke or sodas, energy drinks. Fire and Ice Tea tastes awesome. I recommend diluting it down first before you figure out how sweet you like it. And it's loaded full of B vitamins and C vitamins. Many people will take a Barocca. Why not have Fire and Ice Tea? You'll get a much better effect and it's much healthier for you. They've also got a product called Sencha Green Tea, and of course everybody knows the benefits of green tea. The next range of products that Sisel have is called the Sisel Trim line. So the weight loss and weight loss products is a $135 billion industry. Many people's New Year's resolution is to get healthier, lose weight, eat better. So, nothing can replace a healthy diet, but we're always, it's always great to have some product that you can take that can supplement your diet. If you're in a hurry and you want a quick meal replacement and you want that nutrition, you want to reduce your calories so you can maintain or lose body fat, Sisel have awesome products to support you. So Sisel Lean is also one of my favorite products, and it comes in the chocolate and vanilla. And these products are superior. So if you can demonstrate to someone who's already taking, say, a shake, how Sisel's product tastes better and will work better for them, then you can get them to make a switch. And this is a massive industry in itself. It's $135 billion, as I mentioned. And so then we're moving on to the next product line, which is the Super H2, the water filter. So Sisel produce a water filter. It's absolutely awesome. And many of you may have seen that movie Erin Brockovich. So, we don't really know what's in our water unless you go get it tested. And I know my tap water certainly doesn't taste great. I can taste chlorine, and sometimes I can taste heavy metals in the water, and I really just don't want to drink it. And before I got the Super H2 filter, I really wasn't drinking much water at all. Now that I've got the filter, it just does such a great job. It removes nearly all fluoride, chlorine, pharmaceutical residues, heavy metals, carcinogens, mutagens, so all the nasty ingredients that you don't want in water. It just leaves you with a beautiful, clean, fresh, purified glass of water. But it does something more than that, and that's what makes Sisel's water filter extra special. So it infuses the water with diatomic hydrogen. And if you jump on pubmed.gov, you can search diatomic hydrogen, and you'll see numerous studies on the therapeutic benefits of what that does for the body. So this is why this water filter, I believe, and for those of you using it, I'm sure do too, that it is superior, and it just has amazing health benefits. So don't just take our word for it. So hopefully we've got Shane on the line today, and Shane's going to share a testimonial. And so Shane, if you're on the line, you can hit *6 to unmute yourself. Are you there, Shane? *6.
Hello, Katie.
Oh, hi, Shane. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
That's good. So yeah, I'd just like to share a testimonial on what the Tringle Life Pack has done for me. Going back about 7 to 8 years ago, I got diabetes. I have been on the Tringle Life Pack for nearly 3 months. And then going back 8 months ago, I started losing feelings in my toes. So me and the doctors were a bit concerned about that. But now, since being on the Tringle Life Pack, I have my feelings back to the toes. But another thing the products has helped me with as well, going back in 2013, I had a severe breakdown due to some family issues. And I was on medication for about 2 years, but then I stopped that medication and I was on St John wort. But since I've been on the Tringle Life Pack, I'm not on the St John wort no more, and I just feel absolutely fantastic. I'm not suffering with depression, like I'm not feeling sad, I'm not feeling miserable no more. I'm full of energy, I want to get up and do everything I can, and I'm just full of beans. So I do believe I am on the best products.
Great. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome.
No worries.
So now I'm just going to introduce Kurt. So we're going to go on to the compensation part of the presentation. So Kurt is a chiropractor, and he's a doctor. He's been a chiropractor for over 30 years. And about 20 years ago, he got involved in age reversal medicine, which is one of the fastest growing lines in the medical industry, really. And so Kurt is very knowledgeable about the products. He has a great understanding of the compensation plan. So I'm going to hand over to you, Kurt, now to go through the compensation plan.
Well, thanks, Katie. I sure appreciate everything that you just covered. I mean, you listen to what Katie just said, and I know that you're skeptical. Everybody that's listening to this call, you're skeptical. You've heard this before. Oh, yeah, this company has the next best product. That company has the next best product. I encourage you, be skeptical. Be very skeptical. But go out and do your research. Do some homework. Go to siseldoctorsclinic.com. Listen to some of the testimonials. Testimonials just like what Shane just shared with you. I'll tell you, Katie is a very good understander of the product line. She knows how to make products work, and that's her background. It's in nutrition. She's also got a background in IT, and she works with computers every single day. And I'll tell you, having somebody like her working with you, it really makes the business easier. So for those of you that are looking to make some money, those of you that are looking to get into a business in 2017, Katie and I are willing to be your business partners, and I know there's other people that are on the call that are willing to step forward and say, let me help you build this business. We all work as a team, one big family, and I'll tell you, I've been a chiropractor now for 30 years, but 10 years ago, I got in a horrible motorcycle accident. I was riding my Harley down the street, and somebody ran a stop sign at about 65 miles an hour, and he flattened me, ran me over, tore my right leg off. I woke up with my leg laying on my side, with my foot up by my head. They airlifted me to the nearest level 1 trauma center, which was about 4 hours away. I woke up 2 days later in a coma, and I spent two months in that hospital just getting my leg reattached. And then it took me another 2 years. I was in and out of a wheelchair, crutches, walkers, and basically an invalid learning how to walk again, and I knew that I had to do something else with my life because the guy that ran me over didn't have insurance. I had to figure out, how is Kurt going to make a living? Well, as a doctor, I'll tell you, I had to find a company that I could wrap my arms around. I had to be able to say, this is my company, because it reflects back on my reputation as a doctor. And when you look into Sisel, the deeper you look, the better it gets. And that's not the same thing with most companies. Most companies, when you start digging, you start finding problems. When you dig into Sisel, you start finding that we have a rock-solid company like Katie was just saying. Our company is rock solid. We'll be here for you. We'll be here for you in the future. And so it wasn't that long ago. My dad and I, we were out hunting, and I was in the car with him driving around, and I wanted to ask my dad, at that time he was about 70, and I wanted to ask him, does he and my mom have enough money that they can retire and basically live to be 100 years old? And it's hard to ask your parents that. And my dad, he says to me, he asked, he said, are you trying to ask me if we have enough money? And I said, yeah. And he said, don't worry about us. He said, we have enough money that we can live forever. And I've thought about that day every day since. And think about it. Do you have enough money? If you actually could live forever, do you have the money it takes to live forever? And I don't mean just sitting in a one-room apartment, living by yourself, scringing, eating ramen noodles. I mean living, enjoying the world, going to the best beaches, going to the best restaurants, enjoying those golden years. Most of us don't have that kind of money. And so what I'm going to try and tell people is that when you're looking at Sisel, think about the opportunity that Katie just brought up. We have all these different product lines. You don't have to get into every one. I'm not into cosmetics. I've never worn a cosmetic in my life. But I have a company that when I find somebody that's interested in that, you're darn right, I'm going to explain it to them, and I'm going to get somebody like Katie on the line to explain why our product line is superior. So when we take a look at the compensation, people ask me all the time, well, what do I got to do to make money in this? Your job is to introduce people to people like Katie and I, get them on webinars like this. You don't have to necessarily sell anything. You don't have to be good at selling. Just be good at sharing stories. Get them onto a call like this. And then what happens is that you're going to find that a certain group of people, they're going to say, hey, I like what I saw in there. Where do I find out more? And when they do that and they start buying the products, you get paid a compensation. You get paid tomorrow. If you get somebody in today, you get paid tomorrow. That's unheard of in our industry. And that's because the Mowers are completely debt-free. Sisel is debt-free. We don't owe anybody a dime, and that makes a difference because tomorrow you'll have your paycheck. In 10 years that we've been in business, we've never been late on a paycheck. Think about that. And then on top of bringing new people to the business, Katie's in my business. When I help Katie make money, I get paid a compensation for helping Katie. When Katie brings somebody like Shane into the business, she makes money for helping Shane make money. I make money because Katie helped Shane. Think about that. It's a way of leveraging people and making some really, really good money. And once they like the product, I mean, take a look at what Shane just shared with you, his testimonial. Do you think he's ever going to go off the products? Absolutely not. He won't go off the products because they're making a difference in his health. And so then Katie gets paid every single month that he uses those products. I get paid a residual income every time he uses those products. So now I'm not just getting a residual income on the people that I brought on board, but I'm getting paid a leveraged residual income because I helped Katie find Shane. Think about that. This is a really, really good business. And the nice thing about it is that because, like Katie said, she can make more money than me, I'm going to work harder to try and make sure that I'm making good money. I'm going to try and stay ahead. Well, what happens is I get paid bonuses for moving ahead. Just like when you're in your traditional job, you're going to get a raise. Well, think of it like here. We're going to get a raise in what we're doing, but we're also going to get paid bonuses for making a difference in someone else's life. And that's what it's like. And then on top of it, when we find something that works, we're going to share it with somebody else. Where in the traditional business, you're not going to lean over the cubicle to the guy next door and say, hey, I found a way of moving forward in this business. You're not going to share that because what happens is now your guy in the cubicle is going to get the next pay advance that you won't get because he'll take the job that you applied for. In this business, we all advance at the same time if we help everybody do it. I'm going to use Katie's word. It's awesome. And not only that, we get paid bonuses like car bonuses. I've had a new car for the last 4 years. Every 18 months I trade in, I get a new car, and I haven't made a car payment in all that time. That's another thing you really want to think about. Do you want to drive a nice car? Do you want to have a brand new car every single year, every year and a half? You can do it with this company, and the company pays for your car. We pay up to $1,500 per month toward the car. A buddy of mine asked last night, he said, oh, that's just for your gas money. No, it's for my car payment. On top of that, I've been to Europe. I've been to Mexico. In a couple of months, I'm going on a Caribbean cruise. I'm going to be fishing off the back of the second largest ship in the Caribbean. It's going to be cool, and it's all free. It's all paid for. And so you think about everything that I've talked about. How do you get started? You can get started for as low as $50. You can go and build a large business for $300 and everything in between. And what I try and tell people is that if you're running a hot dog stand and you want to run a small hot dog stand, buy the $50 pack. If you want to run a hot dog stand that has lots of buns and wieners, run the $300 a month hot dog stand. And that's what we have, and we can help you build a huge business with this. It's going to change your life. And when you look at the products, just the products alone are probably going to help you save your life and stay alive a lot longer. Katie, I'm going to hand it back to you.
Thank you, Kurt. That was absolutely awesome. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we hold this seminar, or webinar rather, every week. So if you'd like to join us again next week, bring a guest, bring as many people as you can onto the call. Share this information with people. And, if you're interested in joining today, please speak to the person that invited you to this webinar. And if you're unsure of who that is, please find out from the person above them who introduced them, or you could contact Kurt or myself and we can find out who your sponsor is. So thank you for joining us today, and hopefully you'll join us again next week. And as I said, bring a guest and share this with as many people as possible. It really makes a difference in people's lives. I mean, whether it be the health opportunity, the wealth opportunity, the opportunity to get products for free or generate an extra income, there really is something there for everyone. The products are unique and phenomenal, and you're really just not going to find anything as good as Sisel. I truly believe that, and I want to thank you for joining the call today, and we'll finish there. Thanks, everyone.